Now, many Western companies are going all in on Chinese New Year, using the holiday to attract consumers, not just in Asia, but around the world. European brands like premium French cognac maker Hennessy and Johnny Walker Scotch whisky have designed special edition horse-themed bottles. Swiss luxury watchmaker Longines has a slick video of its horse-engraved timepiece. And Germany's Birkenstock says its Spring Festival collection pays tribute to the untamed energy of the fire horse. Let's speak now to Chris Pereira, who's the founder and chief executive of the consultancy firm Impact. Chris, hello. Do you think there's something special about the Year of the Horse, or is the Chinese New Year as a brand really going global these days?
So I think it's a mix of both, actually. So the imagery of the horse in culture around the world is of energy and expansion and growth and connecting to people too, right? It used to be the main form of communication and transportation around the world. But on the other side of it, Chinese companies, as you mentioned, are going global at a faster and faster pace. Just our consultancy, as an example, that the last 5 or 6 years, we've supported over 400 different brands expanding overseas. A large number of them related to cultural aspects of China's history, food, etc. So it's definitely a mix of both, but I think probably about 90% is the time that we're living in as Chinese brands go overseas.
Interesting. And of course the horse, which represents bold action and moving forward, I suppose, as you say, is very much current as we are living in a time of change. But talk to me about the elements of the festival and how it's appealing to brands. How do they manage to use it to their advantage?
So there's a big trend that we've seen the last year or so, since last Chinese New Year, really, that there's cultural exports coming from China, similar to maybe what we saw in the 70s and 80s, early 90s from Japan. China's, whether it's food culture, could be movies, it could be games, etc. And of course, ancient culture is going overseas at a faster and faster pace. I'm not sure if you saw or not, but recently there's been a lot of TikTok videos about Westerners drinking hot water. So it's an interesting thing. So Chinese culture is being accepted, and there's a lot of interest in it overseas. But Western companies going around the world too are also catching on to this trend, and I think the trends of family get-togethers, Spring Festival, whether you call it Spring Festival or the Year of the Horse or Chinese New Year, Lunar New Year, Lunar New Year, you'll see all of these trends are on the uptick compared to former years. So I think it's a trend that's going to continue into the next few years. I think we're just getting started with cultural exports from China, so I expect to see more into the next few years. So to take a metaphor from the horse, the Year of the Horse, as you get onto the horse, as they say in China, once you get on the horse, when it arrives, you're going to be successful.
So expand a little more on why a consumer who doesn't have a specific connection to China would be drawn in by these limited editions.
Yeah, I think there's a sense of the unique of the foreign and also of the history in general. Just if we think of to how French brands brand their companies and their products, you'll think of the heritage and the workmanship that goes into a French brand. Similarly, if you think of Chinese culinary brands, Chinese other industries like new energy, biotech, and furniture manufacturing, all of them are going back to their roots and talking about their workmanship and the history that comes from Chinese culture in general. So having that some sort of mystery or foreignness to it is part of it, but I think there's also a recognition of the 5,000 years of Chinese history and the foundation that gives to a brand as they're buying things in their day-to-day life. So they're not necessarily China experts or necessarily completely interested in China in their day-to-day life, but when they're buying something from China, there has that extra level of value because it has the cultural aspect now.
Fascinating insights. Thank you so much, Chris Pereira, founder and chief executive of the consultancy firm Impact.